So what's another common movement often associated with fitness? The squat. Now I'm going to go through a few different tips to make it a bit more effective and to do the movement correctly. So when it comes to a squat, it's a very natural movement, so we've got to treat it in that way. A lot of people, when they squat, they go feet shoulder width apart, eyes forwards. What's the first thing that they move? Knees. Now if you bend your knees first, there's no way you're going to be able to complete the correct squat and get up the mobility. For me, if I'm bending my knees first, this is as low as I can get, and that's not a very good squat, is it? Now, get a chair. Sit on a chair hundreds of times a day. Now, when you're standing, about to sit on the chair, have a little look on what's the very first part of my body that moves. Now, as we work through, the very first thing that moves, hips. I don't bend my knees first, I don't sit on a chair like that. I push my hips back into the seat and then I sit down into it. So when it comes to squat, we do a very similar thing. Start with our feet roughly shoulder width apart. Move your feet slightly to where it's the most comfortable. Toes, again, move them to where it feels most comfortable. There's no one right way, move them to where is natural for you. Keep the chest up, keep the eyes facing forwards. It'll help keep your spine more neutral. If you look down, you'll round your back. If you look up and forwards, you're going to keep a nice neutral spine. From there, hips back, hips down. When your hips are as low as they'll go without rounding your back, it's very important to keep your spine in neutral. From there, you push up. Now, when you do a squat, or when you think about moving your hips, nothing else. Actively move your hips, think about your hips, forget about everything else, they'll move as they need to. Keep your eyes facing forwards, help keep your chest up and your spine in neutral. So if you think about hips, hips go back and down, and then at the bottom of the movement, hips go forwards. On the way up, if you think about hips go up, you end up doing this. You end up almost going for a back extension. If you think about getting your hips to the ceiling. On the way up, hips forwards, hips back and down, hips forwards, and you push up with a more upright posture. Helps keep your core more braced. It's going to help prevent injury in the lower back. So there's a few little tips to help make your squat a little bit more effective. Give them a go, see how you get on.